Hi, guys. I thank you once again for being here and covering Troy women's basketball and all of Troy sports. But we had a great week as far as being at home last week, and we get another week to be at home this week before hitting the road again. Last week we split. We had uh, somebody's becoming our rival, which is Old Dominion. We beat them at home. The game was closer than we would have liked, but we did get the win, and we had a few players play exceptionally well, including Bree Jackson, which Old Dominion was a school where she formerly played, so it meant a lot to her. And then on Saturday, we had another opportunity in Trojan Arena to get a win, but we did not. We came up short in the MAC Challenge against Kent State. Kent State won their conference in the MAC last year and had every player back this year, so I knew it was going to be tough, especially if we let them get the lead. And what happened was we played really poorly in the first quarter. We did not play with the same passion and determination that we played normally, and they got the lead and they sat on the lead the rest of the game. So, looking forward to two more games in Trojan Arena this week, both of which we have to win, beginning with ULM, who we've not played yet. They're coming from Monroe and with a very talented team. And then on Saturday, we play Southern Miss, who we did play and beat at their place already this year, and they're always better the second time around.
Hey, Shanna, as you guys get deeper into February here, as we get closer to tournament play, what do you think your team needs to work on? What is something that you're like, guys, we got to get together here. Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing that?
100%. Just wrote it down in my notebook to go talk in the film room about it. It is consistency and consistency in several areas. We have to grow up and realize whether it's a Sun Belt game that depends on our rankings in the Sun Belt tournament or whether it's the MAC game. No matter what game we're playing, no matter if we have family here or we don't, or no matter what the situation is, we have to play with 100% passion, intensity, and determination to win every play. And that's what showed up to me on Saturday that we weren't there yet. It was almost like we were taking a breath and a break. Maybe because it wasn't a Sun Belt conference game, but that's not what champions do. And so hopefully we learn that from this game. So consistency is the first thing we have to do. Even and so it's not just in our effort, but also in the little things. At this time of year, the way I'm calling it is we're going down the stretch now. We have 6 games. After those 6 games, the next game, whenever you lose, you cruise, right? Your season could very well be over when you lose the next game. So you don't just wake up in those situations and you have the confidence, the inner confidence to know you can go out and win those games. If you haven't prepared well, if you haven't been consistent up to that point, you play with nervousness because you're not sure if you've been wishy-washy. So we have 6 games to gain that consistency, which builds the confidence to go into the you lose, you cruise situations and play with confidence.
Yeah, I was just going to kind of ask you about that, having a non-conference game kind of wedged in between there. Do coaches like that? Do your players like that? Like what is the feeling around that?
Um, I don't know if I can say I don't care for it. It is it's out of rhythm. The Sun Belt Conference is doing it many things. They're taking many initiatives to try to boost the net scores of the Sun
Mhm.
Belt Conference teams, and that's one way to do it to get quality games in the middle of that. It's kind of like a fishbowl or a kind of a it's like a pool. Once your conference net those scores are set, you just keep playing each other, and it's hard to raise them, right? It's hard to raise them, but playing outside of our conference in that time of year evidently gives us a chance to raise net scores. Um, I saw JMU beat their best team out of their conference, and their net score did not go up. So it's all kind of speculative and perchance, but we have signed a conference to do it again for a contract to do it for another 2 years. But it is just really, I mean, you're so intense, like you're just so focused on winning those conference games, and then boom,
Mhm.
you play a non-conference one. And I guess I definitely need to do a better job with my team of somehow getting them to believe it's just as important as the conference games.
When you look at ULM, they're coming to you guys, maybe looking at their record, you got to ignore those types of things and what the record actually says. So, how do you prepare your team for that, and what have they looked like on film?
I will say this, ULM has one of the top three most talented rosters in our league, period. I mean, their post player transferred from Florida State. Their shooting guard transferred from Clemson. Their, I forgot who transferred from Ole Miss. I mean, they have more power five players on their team than anybody else in the league. And their record, other than the last game they lost, all of their losses have been by like 3 points, 5 points, and it's like a team just getting it together. And then they lost to South Alabama, which it was South Alabama's first win in conference. I think that they will come here determined to say more than ever, like, no, we're going to show y'all that we are good because they are a very good team. They've got great players. And so this goes back to the consistency thing of we need to consistently have the desire and effort to come out from the jump to play great and execute a game plan. That needs to be on 100 for this game. If it's anything less than 100, there's a good chance we're not going to get a good result because they are very talented.
Coach, looking at the plus minuses from the last two games, Fortuna's numbers really stand out. Plus 20 versus Old Dominion. What is she doing to kind of get that margin?
She's playing the way that anybody that saw her play at her junior college felt like she was going to be playing. She did have a 5 game stint where she was playing well up to that point and getting better and better. And then she had to sit out for 5 games for NCAA reasons. And it's kind of taken her a while to get back in that groove, even though she continued to practice with us. It was really a setback for her. She's getting back in that groove, but she's really playing the way that we know she can play. She's an undersized post player that's extremely strong and uses her body extremely well. She can get other post players in bad positions. Not only can she foul out bigger post players, taller post players, but she can just score around the rim. Her arms are really long and she's strong, and it's deceptive how good of a rebounder she is because she doesn't look like a leaping athletic rebounder, but yet she really can pull in the rebound. So she's kind of playing up to what we had planned for her to play, and we just hope she can keep it there, be consistent with it.
And like you said, you guys beat Southern Miss 70-45 last time you played them. What kind of stood out to you about them?
We did a good job on defense throughout the whole game. They didn't have a lot of quarters, I think over 15 points, but it was a close game until the fourth quarter. I mean, they got within like 2 points, 3 points, and then we'd pull ahead and they would get it, they would creep back up. I mean, they have one of the best post players in the league, if not the best most skilled post player in the league. And she knows she can take over a game. And then they have other good players around her. They are playing a lot of games without their head coach this year. And I think since the assistant or associate head coach, Brooks Donna Williams, has taken over and started coaching the games kind of full time for them, they've been getting better and better and better and getting closer and closer and closer. And we have to give that game all the respect and attention it deserves because they will come in here and fight for that win for sure.